Hatshepsut is one of the most famous names in history, and yet there are so many people who know nothing about Hatshepsut other than her name. This series will look into who she was, where she came from, and how she became the most successful female ruler of Egypt over 3,000 years ago. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, as if this introduction hasn't given it away. Hatshepsut is probably one of the most famous female leaders of all time. Famous not only because she was a very successful ruler, but also because she was a female leader in a male-dominated society. She did everything that the male rulers did and even went further than most of them. She ruled over Egypt for over 20 years, longer than most male pharaohs. She built more temples and monuments than any other ruler, and she successfully completed 2 trading missions to the land of Punt. Her legacy is unparalleled, which is why it is surprising that almost everything relating to her was systematically destroyed as soon as she died. It would seem her successors wanted to erase her from history. Why they did this is still a source of debate among Egyptologists today. But first, let us take a look at the life of the woman who was once the most powerful woman in the world. Now, Hatshepsut was born in 1507 BC in the Egyptian city of Thebes. At the time, Egypt had been ruled by the New Kingdom for nearly 200 years. The New Kingdom was a golden age for Egypt. The country was prosperous, its borders were secure, and its rulers were wealthy. Hatshepsut was the daughter of Pharaoh Amos. She was the half-sister of Pharaoh Thutmose II, whom she married when he came to power. When Thutmose III came to power, Hatshepsut acted as regent, ruling on behalf of him while he was too young to rule. However, Thutmose III came of age very quickly, and he proved to be a capable and strong ruler during his reign. He led the Egyptian army to victory in many battles. He also built many temples and monuments, including the Temple of Karnak and the Temple of Luxor. Thutmose III ruled over Egypt for over 50 years, longer than any other Egyptian pharaoh. He is considered one of the greatest pharaohs of all time. When Thutmose III died in 1458 BC, he left no heir. His wife, Queen Isap, gave birth to a stillborn son and then a daughter, Hatshepsut. At this point, Hatshepsut was the closest living relative of Thutmose III, and thus became the next pharaoh. In those days, it was not customary for a woman to rule over Egypt. Most of the time, if a pharaoh had no male heirs, the throne would pass to a close relative. But in this case, Hatshepsut was a woman. Despite the tradition, Hatshepsut was crowned pharaoh. She took the traditional pharaoh's name of Mut-Kher. She also built many temples and monuments, including the Temple of Dieraba. Hatshepsut ruled over Egypt for over 20 years. She is considered one of the most successful pharaohs of all time. Her legacy is unparalleled, which is why it is surprising that almost everything relating to her was systematically destroyed as soon as she died. It would seem her successors wanted to erase her from history. Why they did this is still a source of debate among Egyptologists today. But first, let us take a look at the life of the woman who was once the most powerful woman in the world. Hatshepsut's legacy is a fascinating one. Despite her many accomplishments, she is not remembered by most people today. Her name has been erased from many historical records, and her image has been defaced or destroyed. There are several reasons for this. First, Hatshepsut was a woman in a man's world. The ancient Egyptians were patriarchal and did not view women as equal to men. They believed that women were inferior and should be subservient to men. Hatshepsut was able to break through these barriers and become pharaoh, but she was never fully accepted by the male elite. Second, Hatshepsut was a foreigner. She was not born in Egypt, but in Nubia. The ancient Egyptians were very nationalistic, and they saw Nubia as a foreign country. Hatshepsut was able to overcome this obstacle and win the support of the Egyptian people, but she was never fully accepted by the Egyptian nobility. Third, Hatshepsut was a heretic. She did not follow the traditional Egyptian religion. She believed in a single god, and she rejected the polytheistic beliefs of the Egyptian people. Hatshepsut was able to keep this issue under control for most of her reign, but it eventually led to her downfall. The mystery of Hatshepsut's disappearance is one of the most intriguing aspects of her legacy. While her tomb was discovered in 1907, her remains are not there. Historians believe that she was murdered by her successor, Thutmose III. This is supported by the fact that Thutmose III took the throne when he was only 14 years old, and Hatshepsut was the one who put him on the throne in the first place. It is possible that Hatshepsut outlived Thutmose II, and that her stepson wanted to claim the throne for himself. Another theory is that Hatshepsut was deposed by a rival faction within the royal court. This is supported by the fact that her stepson was only 14 years old when he took the throne, and it's likely that he had help from another adult in order to do so. Whatever the case may be, It's clear that Hatshepsut was not killed by popular demand, as some sources have suggested. In fact, it's more likely that she was killed by someone close to her. It's important to note that Hatshepsut was not always viewed negatively by her successors. In fact, her stepdaughter Nephia was named after her, and her step-grandson, Amenhotep III, built a temple in her honor. It wasn't until her great-grandson came to power that the attacks against her began. This suggests that the decision to erase Hatshepsut from history was a personal one made by Tutankhamun and those close to him. It is possible that Tutankhamun saw Hatshepsut as a threat to his power, or that he simply wanted to distance himself from her unorthodox religious beliefs. Whatever the case may be, it's clear that the decision to erase Hatshepsut was a deliberate one. The deliberate erasure of Hatshepsut's legacy is a testament to the power dynamics and gender biases present in ancient Egyptian society. Despite her numerous accomplishments, her successors sought to erase her from history, likely due to her gender and religious beliefs. The discovery of her tomb in 1907 and the ongoing efforts to understand her reign have helped to preserve her memory and ensure that her story is told. Hatshepsut's lasting impact can be seen in the many ways that she broke the mold for women in ancient Egyptian society. She was the first female pharaoh to rule over Egypt, and she did so for over 20 years. She was also the first female pharaoh to build temples and monuments in her own right. Hatshepsut's legacy is a reminder of the challenges that women have faced throughout history, but also of their strength and resilience in the face of adversity. Hatshepsut's reign marked a golden age for ancient Egypt. During her rule, the empire reached its greatest territorial extent and enjoyed unprecedented prosperity and stability. Hatshepsut's focus on trade and diplomacy helped to expand Egyptian influence and wealth, while her ambitious building projects left a lasting legacy on the country's cultural landscape. Her contributions to art, architecture, and literature helped to usher in a new era of creativity and innovation in ancient Egypt. In conclusion, Hatshepsut's legacy is a testament to the power of female leadership and the importance of preserving the history of women in positions of power. Despite the efforts of her successors to erase her from history, Hatshepsut's accomplishments and contributions to ancient Egyptian society have been rediscovered, celebrated by modern historians and archaeologists. Her story continues to inspire people around the world, and her legacy remains an important part of our understanding of ancient Egypt. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed learning about Hatshepsut, one of the most influential and powerful women in history. If you want to learn more about ancient Egypt, stay tuned for more updates. We will be releasing videos on all the other great Egyptian rulers, both male and female, so don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time.